Welcome to the Raw and Real of Real Estate podcast, powered by LPT Realty, Real Estate Reimagined, with your host, the one and only Betsy Tinnervin. On this podcast, we bring you people who share their personal journeys in life, business, and of course, real estate. Get motivated, inspired, and priceless information from entrepreneurs, community leaders, and realtors who are thriving. Now let's get raw and real. Here's Betsy.
Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. I am your host, Betsy Tinnervin. This week, last week was our one and only Vincent Curie. And today I have an amazing guest on the show. We're actually going to spend the entire show talking about all the fun stuff, which is financing. So anyone out there looking to purchase a home, purchase an investment, these are the guys that you want to connect with. And I have the one and only Justin Roth.
What is going on?
With Embrace Mortgage with me today. How you doing, Justin?
Pretty good. How you doing, Betsy?
Good. So excited that you could be here today. I know that you guys are super busy with all the crazy stuff going on in the market, but I want our listeners to know today we're going to deep dive into a couple topics.
Sounds good.
And those topics are going to be one for all of our consumers out there and how you work with buyers and investors. And then also we're going to take a deep dive in how you work with all the real estate agents and how you guys are really the catalyst and connector of a agent and a consumer. And then you guys being the lender, how you're kind of the glue that holds that together and makes the transaction happen.
We are the glue, that's for sure.
If you were any type of glue, what would you be, Justin?
I would say rubber cement.
Rubber cement. Well, if I was in a real estate transaction, I would definitely want rubber cement because at the end of the day, we have to get to the finish line and it takes a lot of effort. So the famous question, as we all know, with what's going on in the market right now is price of existing homes. What is the interest rate? Why is it a good time to buy? And I really want you, Justin, to be raw and real and just talk about our market here in Tampa Bay and make our consumers feel somewhat comfortable with the facts of what it's like to get a loan right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's still generally easy to get a loan right now. So, you know, all the misconceptions that you see that credit requirements are stiffening up, that's really a misconception. Market's still healthy out here, which is great. Prices seem to be stabilizing. You know, we appreciate it a lot for quite some time. Obviously, with rates going up a little bit, it's such a fast amount of time that kind of slowed some of the things down, but things are picking up again.
Yeah, and I definitely think here in Tampa Bay, I wanted to talk about this. Prior to a seller's market, we were an apex market anyways.
Yep.
And just to kind of give that to everybody in layman's terms, an apex market is when rents are rising and the sale of homes are also rising at the same time. And really, we're fortunate here because due to supply and demand and appreciation, we've been in an apex market way prior to the seller's market that we're currently in.
Well, I mean, Tampa Bay's been number one on the list for quite some time now.
So how do we and how would a consumer or a buyer or an investor, how do they play the role in that and really get to really take advantage of the fact that, yes, we're the number one market, but also it's competitive.
It's very competitive. And, you know, one of my specialties is Pinellas, Pinellas County. So that is actually, one of the second smallest counties in the state of Florida, but it's the most densely populated. So that means everybody wants to move there.
Of course. Have you been to St. Pete Beach?
Of course. Clearwater Beach. That's my beach.
And did you see in St. Pete, I'm going to let you finish about Pinellas, but did you see in St. Pete, they built like the $54 million pier?
Yeah, which is amazing. And downtown St. Pete is just blowing up.
For sure.
Big high rises. Unbelievable.
So you specialize in Pinellas and keep going on that thought?
Yeah, Hillsborough, Pasco County. So those are my main three areas. But I'm also dabbling a little bit in Texas, California. So
perfect. And so obviously if you were kind of a buyer going into being an experienced buyer or maybe an investor or a new buyer, I really want to focus on what products you offer.
Yeah, so I mean, we offer pretty much every product that's out there. The only thing we really don't do is construction, construction loans. That's really about it.
Okay.
Other than that, conventional financing, FHA, VA, down payment assistance. Right now, Hometown Heroes is really big, which is a program that DeSantis came out with that will give up to 5% down for, law enforcement, nurses, doctors. There's a whole list that's on.
I think there's
House's
85.
website. I think it's 90 plus now.
Really?
Yeah.
And what's cool for all the listeners out there is it really is expansive. I mean, we're talking like it's not just law enforcement, local police officers, but it's also people in the criminal justice field, people working in jails.
Personal trainers.
Yeah,
dietitians.
That's really why you have to reach out to somebody like Justin, and just throw your phone number out there really quick, Justin, because I know people are driving, so we'll say it a couple times. But if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
I mean, they can actually call me direct, and let me give you my direct number. Right at my office, it would be.
And also, just before anyone gets Justin's number, because it's kind of a secret here. All those programs are very extensive. We'll also give you his personal contacts. But for all the Hometown Hero people, we love helping those guys that serve our community and working with them. And we're grateful that, Governor DeSantis has expanded that just from being the normal classifications. And you guys have got to contact Justin to see if you're on the list, because that program is phenomenal.
It really is. And that's one of the main things we're pushing right now.
So what's your number, Justin?
Direct number 800-333-3004 and extension 3113.
Perfect. And with that being said, we just kind of touched on the Hometown Heroes. We'll come back to that a little bit. But with the rest of your programs that we're going to dive into, every lender says the same thing. I can get you financed. I have the programs.
I can do it all. We got the lowest rates.
Exactly.
We're the fastest on closing. Everybody's going to tell you something. Everybody's got their niche. The one thing that we really strive on is, we offer a closing guarantee.
I know. I've heard about this. And for all of you agents out there and consumers out there, you cannot beat this program and this guarantee that Embrace Home Loans offers.
Yeah.
So Justin, explain the guarantee.
So basically, if we don't close on time, whatever's listed on your contract is your closing date, we will give you $2,500.
Did everyone hear that out there, especially realtors working with lenders, any consumers that may have had a bad experience? These guys are guaranteeing you that they will close your loan on time, or they will write you a check for $2,500.
In which we are very confident about that, because we've actually only had to pay it out like twice.
In the last, 9 years?
Yeah. I mean, put it this way, our closing ratio right now since 1983, I think we're running at 99.8.
And I can actually say to everybody out there that since I've been working in Florida after I relocated from Illinois, as you all know, as a realtor and running a real estate team, that I've probably fired like 17 lenders that I've partnered with. And Embrace is the only people that I've found that truly do not overpromise and underdeliver. I mean, these guys will shoot you straight. They will give you properly upfront, whether you're a consumer, what your interest rate's going to be, when it expires, the actual date they can close. And then for all you agents out there, they'll truly be your partner in getting you to the finish line.
And that's right. We promise and we deliver. I mean, that's just how it is.
Perfect. So you give the guarantee, and why do you guys do that?
We do that because it kind of it makes a borrower feel good. It makes them feel that they're going to be taken care of. It makes their realtor feel good. It makes the listing agent feel good. The people selling the home feel good. So that's one of the things that we noticed, and it's been working out for us.
And I also think that it's a piece of accountability for you guys.
Oh, definitely. Most
definitely. It holds all the loan officers accountable, the underwriters, everybody, because nobody is not going to hit that timeline.
Exactly. You hit it on the head.
So when you're going through the loan process, in reality, for everyone out there that wants a little bit more of a breakdown on the back end process, you have documents that have to be submitted. Then they have to go into someone else's hands. They have to be reviewed, etc. So these guys can speak to each other, and they're forced to communicate, because if not, they got to write a check.
And one of the great things that helps us do that too is we have such an amazing app called eSnap. And the minute we meet a borrower, we send them a link to our app. They can download it in the Play Store, the iTunes Store, and basically they'll have them and their realtor on that app. So they'll know what's going on the entire time throughout the process.
And then also your people, they can all follow.
And they'll actually be able to chat inside there with their processor, me, their realtor, anybody on the transaction. And it's amazing.
Well, I can honestly say that I have never heard of any other lender giving a guarantee ever. And I've been here in Florida over 7 years. And so for all the consumers out there, we are definitely going to deep dive into these programs and tell you right now in this market some good fits for you to purchase. We'll also deep dive into some of the investor programs, because being the number 3, I think now we are metro market in the country, this is the place to invest and place your money as we continue to grow. So with that being said, Justin, give your number out one more time to all the consumers out there.
One more time. It is 800-333-3004, extension 3113.
And we will catch everyone after the commercial break.
The best comp plans ever and stock and revenue share, but if we're not closing real estate transactions, all of that is worthless, because ultimately everything starts with a real estate transaction, which starts with a consumer. And so we wanted to arm our agents with the absolute best technology and best marketing tools to do more real estate. And that's, again, I think a big differentiator. I think very few brokerages really sit down and say, how do we provide tools to make sure that our agents can be more productive, sell more real estate, win more listings, win at more listing appointments, help more buyers find that home, and we're very focused on that. And so while we have the best comp plans and the best ways for agents to generate wealth and earn, we also have the best tools, and more importantly, I would say have the best tools to help you be successful in real estate.
Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. I am your host, Betsy Tinervin. And if you listened to our first segment today, you got a wealth of knowledge, but you can't even put a price tag on what we're going to discuss now. I have Justin Roth with Embrace Home Loans and Mortgage here today.
How you doing, Betsy?
I'm fabulous. And we basically went over a couple things. We went over a little bit of what the Tampa Bay market is in the beginning and why now is still a good time to buy. And what I really want to do today is deep dive into some of these loan products that we have here. The first loan that I think people get confused on is an FHA loan.
Yep.
And I think that they get confused on why it's okay to take that, mortgage insurance hit, because really in reality, you're putting 3.5% down on a house.
Yeah. And typically, you're only going to be in the house 5 to 7 years if it's your first home. So you're going to have mortgage insurance on it, whether you put 3.5% down, 5% down, even 10% down. You're still going to have mortgage insurance probably at that point in time anyways.
And when does that mortgage insurance roll off, Justin?
So on a FHA loan, it's actually on it for the life of the loan. So that's one of the rules that they changed a while back. So you do pay mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. FHA is a loan that I kind of call a loan of last resorts. It's not something we lead with. It's a more expensive loan for a borrower. So the first thing we're going to offer is a conventional if they can qualify. But if they really need to use it, FHA will be the way to go, and it'll get their foot in the door.
Well, what I like about FHA is kind of on the investment side. Like if you're buying, a primary, and I want to talk about that, when can an investor, I'll just ask you, when can an investor use an FHA loan?
So you mean as a primary residence?
As anything.
Well, FHA is only for primary residences only.
Okay.
So typically that's all you're going to see.
But what if they wanted to
loan.
buy a duplex?
Well, a duplex, that can work.
See, I'm getting creative now.
From a 1 to a 4 unit on an FHA, we would always have to check, obviously, what the loan limits are for the county. But yes, and what's great about that is you can actually live in one of the units and then rent the other 3 units out, and we can actually use future rent to qualify you.
So I just basically sold you on why you should use an FHA loan.
Well, hey, you got me.
Okay, so listen, the reason why I'm doing that is let's just do some math, right? For a $550,000 purchase, let's say it's a duplex, 3.5% down is $19,250.
Okay.
And then typical payment on just a $550 purchase, I'm not holding you to the fire, but with mortgage insurance, whatever, just throw out a number on a $550.
Well, let's see. I can actually give you some.
Okay, cool.
Pretty close.
Cool. Yeah, give it to me. So on a $550 purchase with 3.5% down, what I'm thinking for somebody that wants to buy a primary right now, because rates are, typically higher, that they would basically house hack and live for free because they could collect rent on the upstairs unit or downstairs unit. So on 550, what would be your...
On 550, at 3.5% down, what was your loan amount of? 519,250?
Yeah, 3.5% down on 550 is exactly 19,250.
So if we were to do that, you're gonna have
do. I mean, he's really doing this live for you guys. Like he has a whole computer out.
All right.
I'm
so
ready.
your principal and interest payment on that, and let's just say we're going with today's day and age rates.
Cool. Principal and interest on
So
550 duplex.
$3,114. That doesn't include your taxes or your insurance.
Does or does not?
Does not.
Okay.
So depending on the size of the other unit, and what you can rent it out for, so that's something that your realtor is going to want to do their due diligence on for you.
sure.
To kind of see what that market rent is in the area.
Right.
Because when we calculate the market rent, we're going to ask the appraiser to get us a rent analysis.
For sure.
Okay, so whatever that market rent is, that's what we're going to use to help offset your payment.
Okay, and explain that. So let's say I have a duplex and I'm going to rent one side out for $2,500 a month and live in the other side.
Okay, so $2,500 a month. What we're going to do is we're going to take a 25% vacancy factor.
Okay. This is so cool. We're doing this live.
We'd be able to count $1,875 towards your mortgage payment.
So if you had $3,100 minus $1,875, now your payment is $1,225.
Totally.
So I just
So
sold
you're paying
you
less than what your tenant's paying, and they're paying.
And so if your mortgage payment was $1,225, and obviously you have taxes and insurance, right?
Yeah.
But you take the $2,500 you're getting in rent minus $1,225, you're profiting $1,275, correct?
Well, here. So if you take the $1,875, you're putting that towards the payment. Your actual payment is going to be $3,114. So minus the $3,114. So your payment on it is going to be $1,239.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So really, in reality, if you had a duplex and let's say you have a 3-2 on one side and a 3-2 on the other side, you're renting one side out for $2,500. There's no place you could even rent.
Exactly, for $1,200.
For $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
And then also
for that size.
For all the consumers out there, here's where it gets really cool because real estate is a sexy asset. So if you own this duplex, now you're watching the market appreciate and you're generating equity in the property. Correct, Justin?
Correct.
And then can you take a HELOC out on an FHA duplex?
On an FHA duplex, I don't believe they will allow it on a 2-unit.
Okay, it would have to be just a 1 unit.
Yeah, single families.
Okay, cool. So we can't
condos or townhouses.
Cool. We'll roll through a single family because I want to talk about that product as well. But basically, now we have this duplex that we bought and we have only $19,000 in the property plus a little bit of closing costs.
Yep.
And we are living for $1,225 a month.
Yeah, and who's to say, you don't get a grant or a down payment assistance on top of that?
Right. So how much could someone get for that?
It depends. It all depends on which program they're used, but they range. I mean, I've seen them go as high as $60,000 in St. Pete.
So technically, if I did get a grant, then I would be buying a duplex that I could live in with zero money down.
Pretty much.
If that is not a win, listeners, if that is not a win and anyone doesn't contact Justin to get more information, because I know that I'm going to use this for sure.
Yeah.
And I am an investor, and anyone that knows Tampa Bay Investments, my team, that's all we do is investment properties. And so when we work with regular buyers who aren't necessarily investors, we put them in these positions to succeed.
Yeah.
Have you
definitely.
seen anyone strategize these deals like this, Justin?
But we can also do that with conventional.
Oh, I know. We haven't got
Yeah.
there. We haven't got there. But have you seen anyone? I'm setting this up.
Well, Betsy, you're the mastermind.
I mean, I love going through times like this where, we really have to get strategic with our buyers and sellers and put them in a position to win. So if you have this FHA and it's a primary, what happens if someone decides they want to move out?
What, like the primary borrower on
Correct.
it?
Because now we're in this duplex.
Yeah, typically, you're going to want to stay in it for 12 to 24 months.
Okay.
And then after that, if you want to rent it out, then you could go purchase a conventional property, owner occupied.
And now what I could do is, let's say I live there for 2 years and now I have, I don't know, 50 grand in equity. That's conservative because I've seen it go up to 75 right now. But now I have 50 grand in equity. Can I refi out?
Yes, you could definitely refi out into a conventional loan.
And pull my equity out?
Pull your cash out.
That's what I want to do. I want my cash, Justin.
Typically on your 2 units, they're going to limit you on your cash out. I believe it would be at 70% loan to value.
Okay. So now if I have 50 grand in equity
and you'd have to do that into a conventional investment.
I know, but slow down. They want to know how. So now if I have 50 grand in equity, let's say I bid 550 and appraised at 550. So let's say now I have 600,000 because I have 50 grand in equity. And so then 70% of that.
I would advise you not to do it.
At that.
Yeah.
Just
If I only have
because
50. You're not going to have enough in there. You're going to eat up with,
with closing costs. So how much?
So
this is a good analysis. So how much equity should someone have before they refi?
Typically, if you're looking to do something like that, where you're looking to pull some cash out, I like to say if it's your primary residence and if it's a single family, then, you want to keep it at 80% or below.
Okay.
If it's a 224 unit, you're going to want to keep it at 70% or below.
Okay, cool. So someone could call you, and if they own a home right now and they need to refi, you would walk them through that process.
Oh, 100%.
And how would they get a hold of you if they wanted to talk to you, Justin?
If they wanted to, all they got to do is just give me a call.
What's the number?
And the number to that is 1-800-333-3004, extension 3113.
So basically in the first segment, we talked to Justin about some products. We dove into the market. This segment, we actually walked you through an FHA loan product, basically house hacking, living in one side, lowering your cost, how that works. When we get back, more loan products, more tips and tricks. Don't forget to download the iHeartRadio app. Put your earbuds in, listen to it while you're doing laundry, at the gym, and we'll see you after the break.
The biggest win, I think, with the dual path and having these two models is that now we become a brokerage for everyone. No matter where you are in your real estate career or what your goals are today, maybe today you're not interested in recruiting or having a team, but then one day you wake up and you are. Well, if you're at the wrong brokerage to do that, you're locked in. Where in our model, we're not holding anyone hostage. We're not tying anyone in. You can move between the different comp plans and have that success and really achieve whatever your definition of success is under one brokerage platform, being LPT.
Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. I am Betsy Tinervin, your host. Happy to be here this week. The first two segments, we have had an amazing guest on the show, giving a wealth of knowledge. Again, can't put a price tag on it. Justin Roth.
Thank you for having me.
With Embrace Home Loans and Mortgage. Fabulous to have you here. I know anyone listening in, you got to replay the first two segments. We talked about the market, we talked about financing, and then we walked you through basically buying a property that you can live in, taking advantage of the factor that we do have high interest rates right now, lowering the cost to live, which you cannot even find that as a rental, and then building some equity and then switching out later on to a conventional loan. So I want to kind of move now. We hit on FHA. Again, if you want more information, contact Justin. This is a radio show. We can't give you all the goods in an hour, but I want to talk about conventional loan products. And I know the biggest misconception is that you have to put 20% down.
No, that's what your parents told you.
They did?
They always tell you that. You always want to put 20% down, and you don't always have to do that. With conventional financing, you can actually put as little as 3% down.
Wow.
For first-time home buyers.
And so I want to talk about this because, again, everyone has their own opinion. But as you know, I run the Tampa Bay Investments team. And then I also have a partner, Stacy Conti, with Sugar and Spice Developments. And we flip real estate and then sell it to investors. And so for me, Justin, I'm going to leverage debt. Right?
Of course.
I'm never going to put a bunch of money down because I look at that money. It's like when you buy a car, it is a liability, not an asset.
Totally.
So something that you live in is really not an asset. I mean, it is on the appreciation basis. And like we touched on a little bit, pulling cash out, building equity. I mean, real estate is the sexiest asset there is. And as far as risk versus rate of return, you can't lose, especially in our market. But I want to talk about the options with conventional and what you have to do to qualify, because I guess for a listener, they'd say, well, why would I do conventional over FHA? How do you have to qualify for the loan?
So FHA, you can go as low as a 580 score, okay, credit score. So with conventional, we can go as low as a 620 credit score. 3% down, a lot less fees. You don't have any upfront PMI costs. You will have PMI on the loan, but the great thing about conventional is it does drop off right after you reach 20% equity into the property. So typically, that's going to take you about 10 to 12 years.
Okay. So at the end of the day, if this is a purchase and you're going to live there and this is going to be your family home.
And you want to keep it or you want to rent it out later, that's something you might want to think of because the PMI will fall off.
Okay, cool. And PMI is what, Justin?
PMI is private mortgage insurance. It's a policy for the bank and not for you.
There you go. So let's walk through like some ways we can use conventional loans. So obviously for a primary.
Yep. For a primary, which is, down here, second homes are really big. And you can also use it for investment purposes.
What about the hot topic, Justin, which is Airbnbs?
Not necessarily going to be able to use them for that.
Okay.
Because a lot of them don't like weekly rentals.
Okay. But we do have a product for that. And we're going to get into that.
Definitely do. But typically with Fannie and Freddie Mac, they're going to want to see yearly leases on an investment property.
Okay, cool. So we can use them for second homes.
Definitely second homes. Yep.
Okay. And then we can also use them for long-term rentals.
Yeah.
And what's the advantage of that if you're doing a conventional loan putting 3% down?
So a conventional loan, 3% down will be for a primary residence transaction.
Okay.
For second home, you can do as little as 10% down.
Okay.
And for investment, we can actually do as little as 15% down with PMI.
Okay. So just so anyone knows, if you're buying an investment property, to be able to put 15% down is phenomenal.
Totally.
In order to leverage your debt and then look at your return on investment.
Yep.
Because if you put 15% down, if you have $10,000 in and you're making X number of dollars a month out.
It's all dollars and cents.
100%.
Yeah. And
so what about now, because we do have high interest rates? Like how do we feel about that?
Well, I mean, it's a love-hate relationship I have with these rates right now.
I mean, for investment purposes, though, how I look at it as though the numbers don't matter.
Exactly.
And I tell people that purchase price and cost of money doesn't matter if the deal works.
And not only that, is what payment are you comfortable with?
Right, but we're still seeing 10% cash on cash returns in this market using conventional loans and then also using DSCR loans with the higher interest rates and then with the percentage down.
Yeah.
So conventional products are great. And obviously, you guys are going to look at credit score. Yeah. It's more of a traditional loan, but you guys require a lot of darn paperwork, man.
Not us. Now, see, there's
here's where they're special.
There's a lot of cool things we can do. Let's just say you're looking for a home. We can actually run you through the entire process up front and possibly get you an appraisal waiver right off the bat on the home that you're looking to purchase.
Wait, hold on. Justin, you're telling me in today's market where there's 50 offers on a property.
Yep.
That you can get me an appraisal waiver.
Yes. So
when you walk out of here, you're going to get like a paparazzi of people because everyone wants to buy a house right now and they're struggling to get their offer accepted. So how do you get them an appraisal waiver?
Yeah. So basically how it works is, we give the borrower our eSnap app. and they download it. They can fill out the application right from their phone.
Perfect.
They can snap pictures of all their documents. It sends all right over to us, and then we can actually submit it to underwriting. We can get a full approval on it to where the only conditions that are left are title and insurance and appraisal. But then we take it a step further. We call that our approved to move program. But then we got approved to move plus, which we take it a step further. And let's just say, we give you the approved to move certificate, and you find a property, and the property's going for $450,000, and you're approved up to $500,000. You give me that address, I can input it in our system, and I can tell you that if we can get an appraisal waiver up to $500,000, that's what you can bid up to, without needing an appraisal.
So basically what you've done is now you've just basically made someone a cash buyer.
Basically. Yep.
So when all realtors out there that are working with clients have got to contact Justin, because basically what he's done is he has literally made you set the bar for everyone else with a seller extremely high, because it looks like you don't have all these contingencies when you're writing these offers for these buyers.
With a close on time guarantee.
And if they don't close, the buyer gets paid $2,500.
And which, here's the thing, how could you not close quick? If you don't need an appraisal, I've already got you fully approved. All we're waiting on is your title and insurance. I've had them close as quick as 11 days.
I have never heard of a lender doing this, ever.
Yeah, it's an amazing product.
So,
Embrace is really on game with everything that they're doing as far as marketing-wise, technology-wise, programs-wise. We're trying to stay ahead of the curve.
And so basically with this approved to move plus program, you guys spend time up front talking to these buyers, working with the realtors, and kind of getting all this information and putting the buyer in a position where they're honestly ready to buy, and we are helping them succeed, so they're not looking at 15 houses with 50 offers.
Totally.
And for realtors, you're now giving them a tool that allows them to look good to their clients and actually be able to perform, because we've struggled in this market being able to perform because we don't have a product for these buyers that sets them apart. So if they're a conventional loan buyer, so is everybody else.
And I also hear a little bird has been chirping that on the horizon, we may be able to do this right from pre-approval stage.
Oh, you heard a bird say that?
Yeah, little bird said that.
A little bird.
So we might be able to do this from pre-approval stage to where you give us an address, we can get an appraisal waiver on it right from pre-approval.
Well, this is phenomenal and sets you guys apart. And this is one of the reasons why myself, Betsy Tinervin with Tampa Bay Investments Team, and LPT Realty wanted you guys on this radio, because any consumer or potential buyer out there, whether you're a regular buyer looking for a home, whether you're looking for a second home here in Florida and you happen to be listening in one of those Midwest states and you want to come here as a snowbird, or you're an investor looking for a product, you guys have all the products. And then on top of that, you have an approved to move program that basically makes a regular buyer a cash buyer, allowing realtors to move their ranking in a 50 offer status on one property up to being one of the top 3.
Definitely.
And then what I also heard, and again, we're going to wrap up this segment, is that you guys also will call the listing agent and confirm with them that you have basically pre-underwritten the borrower.
Oh, definitely. We actually the borrower will receive a nice certificate in the mail that they can hand with their offer.
Oh my God, Justin, you're providing certificates.
It's got like a
if someone needs to contact you, give them the number.
Card. I mean, it's
give
amazing.
them the number.
So you can call me at 800-333-3004 extension 3113.
Don't miss us after the break, as we will go into investment loans. Don't forget to download the iHeartRadio app, and we will catch everyone after the break. Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. We're here representing Tampa Bay. I'm Betsy Tinervin with Tampa Bay Investments, and I have Justin Roth in the house.
What's up? What's up?
He has been amazing. He's with Embrace Home Loans and Mortgage, and we are so ecstatic to have him here. This is our final segment of the day. If you have missed out on the previous 2 segments, you need to rewind and re-listen, because we have gone through all the ways that you can purchase properties in today's markets and not get caught up in the interest rates and what's happening and it being a seller's market. We've truly gone through some of these products, and I'm just so excited to have Justin here. Now we're going to move. We did FHA, we did Hometown Heroes, we did conventional, we've hyped up realtors a little bit. Now we're going to go into the DSCR product. What? That is like a scary word, man. What is DSCR?
Debt service coverage ratio.
Blah, 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 blah. So give them kind of a breakdown.
Layman's terms, the buyer pays for the property.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So this program is one of my favorite to offer for investors. Usually you have your investors that go out there and, they don't think there's many products out there for them, so they turn to hard money lenders. And these hard money lenders, they get the juice on you. I mean, they'll get you for 10 to 12%, and you're going to pay 2 points on that. Well, this product helps with that, and we offer 30-year fixed on it as well.
And basically, this product allows someone to have no docs.
Yeah, so basically
it is a no-doc loan.
Yes. So, and don't get scared. It's not like a no-doc loan of in the past that tanked our economy and stuff like that. It's based off credit score. And then also, you don't need any tax returns, no W-2s, no pay stubs. The only thing you need is verified assets. And then, we need a property. We need to see what the rent is going to be on it. And then once we can determine that.
And that's really where the realtor comes in, right? Because when we produce a package to a lender, and I'm speaking to all realtors out there and all potential investors that need a good realtor, is that when you're purchasing investments, we produce the package to the lender. So we're going to look at how much income the property is bringing in. We're going to look at all the operating expenses. Definitely. We're going to check any leases of current renters that are there.
We can use current leases as well.
Absolutely. And so the due diligence with that is up front. We bring that to you guys.
Yep.
We are like, we collaborate.
Here's what the best thing about this product is, and this is what investors love. We can close in an LLC.
Wait, what'd you say, Justin? No docs.
No docs.
We can close in an LLC.
Verified assets, and we can close in an LLC, and we can do up to 20 of them for you.
If any investors out there are listening and they want to get a hold of Justin Roth, they have to call him. What is your number, Justin?
You can definitely call me. It's 1-800-333-3004, extension 3113.
And so basically, this investor product allows an investor to be self-employed.
Yep.
Because they don't have to produce the W-2s. They don't have to produce the tax documents. They can own 20 properties with this loan product.
Yep.
And then obviously you need a good investor-friendly realtor to produce the due diligence package.
100%.
Turn it in, collaborate, and then you're turning and burning these bad boys.
You do not want to work with a first-time home buyer realtor.
That, for sure. I mean, on these products, obviously, because you guys also guarantee.
Yeah.
So you're guaranteeing you're going to close, so you don't want to write that $2,500 check, Justin.
This is a savvy investor product. We can do these up to $2 million.
Okay.
So in loan amount. There are a certain amount of reserves required for it as well. But yeah, it's great. And we go as low as a 660 score.
That's like so phenomenal.
And we offer an interest-only option on it as well.
I don't want to give everyone the juice because I want them to call you. So don't give them all the juice because you got to call Justin.
It is a great property.
It is a great program for investment properties. Yeah. I mean, it is phenomenal. So pretty much today we've talked about investment properties. We've talked about conventional loans, hometown hero products. We've talked about what you can do with an FHA loan. We have walked you through how you could house hack with really conventional or FHA, but we ran the numbers live with you. Now, for the last bit of this thing, I really want to talk about what you're doing with realtors and kind of what we've realized that makes us special, so a consumer would know why they should work with LPT Realtors and why they should work with you guys. But what are you guys doing as a partnership with realtors to help them be successful? successful?
We love partnering with realtors. We actually offer a full marketing platform for them with Total Expert. Once we start do co-branding with them, they'll actually get access to it, and they can create their own open house flyers. And
how much does that cost them, Justin?
Free $99.
Free $99. You're providing a marketing platform.
It's a $1,200 service too. So
you're providing a free marketing platform for realtors.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So then also, obviously, you offer all these products.
Yeah, and we'll help you with lunch and learns, open houses, you name it. I mean, we're there to be a complete partner for you.
And just so everybody knows what you and I are going to do, like we're going to do a Brokers Open this weekend on Sunday for a $1.3 million Airbnb property, which is amazing in Tampa. So for all those realtors out there, like what I'm doing with my team is, we're going to Justin ahead of time. We're working out that financial package for the listing, which is going to be a DSCR loan, because this is a single family home, a duplex in the back. And then Justin, the houseboat that they're renting out on Airbnb, it's just so sick.
What year is it? Nice
the
boat?
houseboat.
Yeah.
I mean, the story behind moving this houseboat product, it's actually me and Brenda Alea's listing. Cool. And so you and I have produced this financial package on it, and we're going to provide this DSCR financing for any buyer that walks through. But then on Sunday, we're going to do this wine and cheese broker open. So Embrace shows up for this, guys. Like they show up for this. They speak to the potential buyers. They speak to the potential realtors, so realtors can go back and bring us a buyer. They're there to walk through the financial package that they've produced. How helpful do you think that is, Justin, on the listing side?
Well, and not only that, it's when we have a little bit of advance notice for stuff too with realtors, which 9 times out of 10 we do. We can also geofence your location that you're going to be at. So everybody that's walking in that property gets hit with marketing from us on Facebook.
Wait, hold on. So you're going to give me free.com marketing platform. Now you're going to geofence my areas around my listings and track the buyers.
Anything we can do to help bring business and close more loans.
And that's how much does the geofencing cost me?
That's something that we'll figure that out, but it's pretty minimal.
Pretty minimal? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. And so if anyone's with LPT or not with LPT and wants to know about LPT, so LPT is providing you your listing boxes and 168 pieces of marketing material. They're getting you your signs and your cards, and they're giving you the psychological sales platform with the listing power tools to make all of that marketing content actually work for you. So then you partner with Embrace, and you have additional trainings. You have a marketing platform.
Yep. Which is also a CRM as well.
Then you have, on top of that, the capability to have you guys present after having financial packages produced for a buyer or a seller and geofence the area. If those are not the tools you need to be successful in the real estate game today, I don't know what else is, Justin.
It's amazing.
I mean, and then for any listeners out there, the reason why we're talking about these tools is so when you interview 25 people for a listing, or you're calling around trying to find a lender or a realtor to represent you on the buy side, which is free for you because the seller pays commission, you have top-notch quality right here with all the tools to help our realtors be successful.
Yep, you got it.
And the other thing I want to talk about, Justin, that I know you and I have partnered on, especially for the LPT people, is that in reality, we're bringing these people in the office up close and personal, going over these products and training them. And I know that there was a big training that I did, which is the 30 Days to Success program at your office. I know that you guys have talked to your higher ups about it, and your regional manager, Mike Dietz, who is my man from my hometown. What have you guys decided with why this is so critical for realtors?
Oh, it's super critical for realtors. I mean, it's going to give you the edge that you need
to set up your business.
Yeah, set up your business, everything. I think with what you guys offer, with what we offer, and you put all that together, I mean, it's a recipe for success.
Because I think what people don't understand is that, buyers come in, sellers come in, and then lenders come in. And even if the buyer's pre-qualified, we still have to jump a bunch of hurdles to get someone to the finish line.
Yep.
We have inspections. We potentially have appraisals. We have on investment properties dealing with all this stuff. So we have to get you to the finish line. And I am 100% 110%, especially with their guaranteed loan closing $2,500 check if they don't close product. That LPT and Embrace Mortgage is the number one real estate and mortgage loan company in Tampa Bay. Well, I appreciate having you here today, Justin.
Thank you so much for having me.
Could you give them their number if they want to contact you, please?
It is 1-800-333-3004, extension 3113.
And you guys can contact me, Betsy Tinnervin, with the Tampa Bay Investments team anytime at 813-609-0229. We appreciate all of our listeners, everybody that tunes in every week. We also appreciate Embrace Home Loans for being with us today. Don't forget to download the iHeartRadio app, and I will be with you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Raw and Real of Real Estate podcast, powered by LPT Realty, Real Estate Reimagined. We hope this episode motivated and inspired you. And don't forget to rate and review us. Thanks again for listening to the Raw and Real of Real Estate podcast with Betsy Tinnervin.